ma'am. Good morning. Hello? 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 Oh, hello. Hello, ma'am.
Hello?
Yes, hello. Good morning.
Good morning. Can you hear me all right now?
Yes, ma'am. Probably yes.
Perfect. Hi, Mark. How are you?
Nice to meet you, ma'am. I am fine. How about you?
You great, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
So, you're applying for our virtual admin assistant position,
Yes, ma'am.
and I would like to get to know a little bit more about your, recent experience, ask you a few questions, and then I'll tell you more about the position and we'll go from there. How's that sound?
That's great, ma'am.
Perfect. Okay, so can you tell me your most recent position? What was it? Was it also administrative capacity?
Um, right now, I am handling a hiring process for my sister's company. It's Sophie J, and I help them with the hiring process on English teaching. And then before I become with this kind of position, I was an English teacher for more than 1 year in the Philippines. I've been teaching kids and I enjoy teaching kids, so that's why I went to an online English teaching.
Got it. So right now you're working for your sister's company doing hiring. So you're vetting candidates.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, got it. And then you were an English teacher. When was the last time you had like an administrative role though, where you were working with either project management or day-to-day operations admin?
Mm-hmm. Way back when I was the project engineer since 2015 and up to 2019, I used to work an administrative task where I used to send project reports for my project that I am handling.
What kind of projects were you handling?
That was a construction project. As I have mentioned, before I formally introduced, I am a civil engineer here in the Philippines. So I
Mm-hmm.
used to work in a construction company. So yeah, I handled a lot of projects like bridge construction project and road construction project. So those were the times that I do a lot of administrative tasks.
Okay. So you're a civil engineer. Were you actually doing the engineering work or more admin role?
Um, Actually, it's a versatile there's a lot of versatility in my job. I used to I used to do engineering work, and at the same time we really have to do admin tasks because when we were deployed on a field, there's no one to there's you don't have any person to you don't have
Assist
any.
you.
Yes, that's right.
Got it. Okay. So you had to take care of all of the organization, the paperwork, and tracking everything yourself.
Yes, ma'am. And specifically, the company is an ISO certified. So there's a lot of papers going in and going out uh, with the company.
Understood. And do you intend to go back to that role at some point?
No, working at home is nicer than working outside. And in this pandemic time, we could earn money inside your house, and you could also earn money outside the house. If I would choose to uh, through what methods would that I should choose, I would probably choose earning money at home, at the convenience of your house, where you could feel safe, secured, and just enjoy working alone.
Understood. Okay. So the kind of paperwork that you were doing, did it involve mostly manual, like writing by hand, or were you also responsible for Excel spreadsheets, any kind of database?
Yes, ma'am. Both.
Okay. What kind of database?
Um, that includes working on Excel sheets and emailing some reported uh, outputs from our projects.
Okay. And so remind me again, because sorry, I've had several candidates and the information is getting confused in my mind. Did you say that you are familiar with Zoho CRM?
Yes, ma'am.
And that was with the engineering position or a different position?
It's in a different position.
Okay. And then with the WordPress?
WordPress is a site that can make your own web page. So, and I do a lot. I do a lot of. I am familiar with WordPress, and also with some programming skills that I have attained during my master's degree.
Understood. Okay. All right. So let me tell you more about this position and then we'll go from there. So we are a national digital marketing company working in the US, and we service US based businesses that are primarily professional service providers. So the largest percentage of our clients happen to be lawyers, doctors, and dentists, and contractors. Working with those types of companies, we're dealing directly with owners and directors. So there is a certain level of etiquette and customer service, being familiar with that professional um, disposition in dealing with them. They're not always easy, but they expect a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Um, we have an administrative team here in the States, and we also have administrative staff in the Philippines. We also have several marketing people in the Philippines. But most of our programmers and technicians are spread out here in the US. The job itself is actually wearing a lot of hats. It's somebody who's going to be basically working side by side with me, keeping me organized. So running the company keeps me busy. I wear a lot of hats, and everybody in the company answers directly to me, which means I do get overwhelmed very quickly with just dealing with issues. Keeping my calendar on track is important. Making sure to be my, representative basically when reaching out to, let's say, a marketing person, knowing what's going on in every aspect of the company so that you can easily pick up with, okay, this is what we're working on. You know what needs to get done in order to finish it. It's not working always with very specific direction. So, for example, obviously, when you get started, you need to understand what we do. You need training. You need to get a good feel for me. But eventually, what I want is for you to be able to just understand, based on the industry that we're in and the work that we're doing, what needs to get done without having to ask for guidance every step of the way. So basically, I do want someone who has some management ability, because your job isn't just to assist me, but to also help manage the rest of the teams. And essential is that ability to communicate effectively. So some people are a little bit too timid or shy, and some people are a little bit too blunt or rude. I need a happy medium. Not too shy, not too much in your face. You know what I mean? Just good and professional, and not afraid to handle clients, handle working with other team members, and even participating in team meetings and sharing data that needs to be shared with the rest of the team. And salespeople, which do make up a very important part of our company, being that we sell a service, are also not easy to work with. So honestly, there's a lot of hats to wear. There's a lot of projects to take on. And I can't even tell you right now, okay, it's going to be. So there's very little that I can tell you in the sense of specifics. I could just say that it involves working with all of our programs, sometimes doing extra research for new programs, and potentially even having to do what you're doing now, right?
Yes.
Interviewing potential contractor that I may need to fulfill a certain project.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that's pretty much it. Like, there's a lot, but not specifics. Do you have any questions for me?
None so far. I think the challenges is just right, and yeah, just right. So and with the with the challenges, I think I want to put on to somebody's shoes to understand how heavy the job is. But in order for me to catch up, I really need to understand everything. But
Yeah.
I guess I've come from the right company, and I'm in to various training that could easily understand what we are going to do. So if learning learning is a process, so it's not a timid. If you will be timid, you will not learn. So I would be happy to be part of it.
Sounds good. All right, so this is what I'm doing. I'm interviewing all of the virtual assistants that I thought were a good fit based on paper and the submission, the questions that you answered. So I
Mm-hmm.
have about 10 interviews this week. From those 10, I'm going to choose two, and
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to send those two a like a trial run, a project, kind of like a test, right? I'm going to have them do certain um, projects in various systems. Obviously, you don't have to know everything. I just want to see how quickly your mind works to figure things out.
Yes.
I mean, that's really it. I just, you know what I mean? The projects are not difficult. They involve Excel, they involve some questions, they involve some Zoho CRM. So nothing out of the norm, but every company's a little bit different. And so just knowing that you figured it out and how far you got on your own is what matters to me. So once I get done with my interviews, which will probably be around Wednesday, I will then start reaching out to those people who I think are a good fit and ask them to do the trial run. So that will be my next contact with you.
All right.
If you don't have any other questions before then,
None so
if you
far.
do, you can always message me on Skype. I don't check it all the time, but it is always on my computer. So I'll see it sooner or later.
Thank you, ma'am.
All right. Thank you, Mark. It was nice meeting with you, and I'm sure we'll speak again soon. Take care. Bye.
Char lang balo lang. Char lang balo lang. So I tried to apply on a virtual assistant position. So and ano lang sa bit tawag day. So moto. So I've been trying to apply on a virtual assistant position. So and a lot of kuan. There's there's a lot of happening lately. So wah. So moto siya among interview. So yun sila fake it until you make it.